Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another episode with your girl Audrey Codner. I know it has been a minute, so I just want to let you know that I am here. So this is Audrey Codner from GED Math Tutoring. When I come on live, I try to break down concepts that will help people that are taking the GED, the ASVAB, the ACCUPLACER, the TEAS test, the HESI test, any kind of assessment that is dealing with algebra or algebra 1. So what I do here is I basically put a question up. You guys try to answer the question to the best of your ability by putting the answer in the comments. And then I go over it just to make sure that you are learning it correctly. So let's take a look at this first example. So we're saying which of the following expressions is equal to 6 minus 4 times x plus 3? So is it A, 4x plus 3? Is it B, 4x minus 9? Is it C, negative 4x plus 9? Or is it D, negative 4x minus 6? Hey Candy, how are you? So what do you think is your answer? Okay, so Cooper is telling me D. Kobe is doing D. Beautiful Princess is telling me D. User 45 is D. Hello, his personal. Oh, okay. How are you doing? You changed your name a little bit? Or I finally see the whole thing? So Mr. Malik is saying D. Test square. Good afternoon to you. Haley Boo, the chosen wife. Good job, girl. Saying D. Can't find Haley. Welcome back. Are you still looking for Haley? She is really good at this hide and seek. I'm telling you. So you're saying D. Queen is saying D. Okay. Oh, it's the same name. I only saw like his personal this whole time. Okay, D, since everyone else is saying it, well, let's take a look at why it is D. So, first thing, we're going to be doing order of operation. Thank you so much. So, first thing, we have this negative 4. Okay, I know that negative, it's a minus. Basically, negative and minus usually shares the same characteristics. So since it is next to the parenthesis, that means multiplication. So we're going to multiply this negative 4 to everything inside of this parenthesis. So negative 4 times x gives me negative 4x. And then negative 4 times a positive 3, that gives me a negative 12. Now, the 6 that we have in the front just comes on down. So now we want to combine like terms. So what we have for our like terms, we have 6 and we have negative 12. So 6 minus 12, since the signs are opposite, you're actually doing subtraction. So if you owe me $12 and you paid me 6, because that's a positive 6, that means you still owe me $6. Okay, so now I have my negative 4x, that just comes down, minus 6, which would be my answer of D. All right, still learning about math? That's okay. All right, no problem. So let's keep this party going. As usual, I'm trying to fit everything in. That's why I haven't been here for a couple of days. Everybody needs tutoring. And it seems that it's happening all at once. All right. If Chris makes D dollars and Heidi makes $75 less than 3 times Chris's wage, what does Heidi make in terms of D? Is it A, D plus 75, B, D minus 225, C, 3D minus 75, or D, 3D minus 225? Okay, we got a D. Okay, so we got a whole bunch of C's. We got Flo with a D. Okay. Aslina, how are you? I think it's C. A. Austin saying C. User 45, C. My person from another other is saying C. Hello, Bobby. Thank you so much, Bobby, for the heart. Appreciate that. Flo, think it's C. Okay. Finksky is saying B. Tiana saying C. Blue saying C. Thank you, Michael, for the follow. Thank you, everyone, for the follow. This can be helpful. Can't find Haley. Okay, saying C. All right, Max Fire. Okay. You're smarter than a fifth grader. There you go. Love it. Okay, you don't know? That's all right, March, because I'm here to break it down, so not a problem. I'm doing all right. Just getting really, really busy. But, hey, it's a good type of busy to be having. All right, Apple B is saying C. So let's take a look. So we're saying that Chris, boop. So we're saying Chris is making D dollars. So Chris is representing that D. Now Heidi makes $75 less than 3 times Chris's wage. Now if Chris's wage is D and she's doing $75 less than 3 times Chris's wages, so 3 times Chris's wages is 3D. So right away, A and B is out because we don't have a 3 as the coefficient of the D's. So now the next part is the difference. We have 75 versus 225. Well, if we're saying $75 less than 3 times Chris's wages, and we're talking about Heidi, that's why it's going to be C. Okay, does it make sense now? Oops, lost my pages. Yep. All right, hey Jackie, how are you? Okay. All right, anytime they give you less than or more than, it always switches because they're saying that the less than, which means minus, if it said is less than, that's inequalities. So we're not dealing with inequalities. We're just dealing with the operation of subtraction when they say less than. And they're saying 75 is less than. So that means the 75 is the one that's going to carry this minus. Okay, so it always switches. Okay, all right. So here we go. Okay, so with number 3, what is the product of 700 and 180,000 written in scientific notation? Is it A, B, C, or D? I don't want to read them off because that will hint it off. All right, so what is the product of 700 and 180,000 written in scientific notation? So do we think it's A, B, C, or D? Okay, is this for ACCUPLACER? Yes. Is it for GED? Yes. If it's for ASVAB? Yes. HESI test? Yes. Anything that's going to have algebra, this will help you out. Okay, especially where I try to give you some hints of how to kind of cut your time a little bit. Yep, nursing school, all that. Anything that has algebra in it, it's for it. All right. So I'm seeing a couple of B's. Manny, I see you with the B. Hey, Lobes, the same B. Okay. C. McEwen, I think that's what it is. A C. Okay. Wisha, the same B. Hopefully I'm not butchering it. If I am, please correct me. User 45, same B. Aslina, same B. Lettering C. Sierra B. Test squared B. All right, lettering, I see you. Ty, same B. Shanae, same D. Okay, my person from another mother, the same B. Okay, hello, Miss Brown. Thank you for checking in. Appreciate that. Thanks for the follow, Laura. Appreciate that. Why is it B? I didn't say it was officially B. I'm just reading the answers. Woo, gotta cut down that caffeine. Yeah, I am going to tell you guys why. Give me a moment. Winking pug. Oh, that's cute. The same B. Unpredictable life. Hey, that sounds like me. Same B. All right. So let's take a look. First things first. We need to do multiplication. Okay? Because the reason why I'm doing multiplication, because they say product. Product means multiplying. So I have to multiply my 700 and my 180,000. Now, that's a whole lot of zeros, right? So if you can figure out a way, and I know a lot of people are like, oh, let me whip out my calculator. Well, if you're taking the GED, the ASVAB, the ACCUPLACER, you cannot use a calculator. So you should practice the way that you're going to play. I say this a lot too when I used to coach basketball. I say that a lot to my players. You practice the way that you're going to play. You can't just, expect to turn it on during game day. Nope. All right. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to do some multiplication. So I know for sure I'm going to hold on to these 3 zeros because I'm going to add them to the end. But if I can do my 700, or maybe I should have switched it around, and my 180, okay, I know my first one's going to be 0 because anything multiplied by 0 is going to be 0. Then I go to the second one. I'm going to have a couple more zeros. So I'm going to have those 3 zeros, then I'm going to have these 2 zeros, and then 8 and 7, and that will give me my 56. Then the next term over, I'm going to have my ones. I have my 2 zeros, and 1 and 7, that gives me 7. Oops, sorry. So now, I'm just going to use this paper I have here. I have this 0, this 0, this 0, this 6, and 5 plus 7 gives me 12. But remember, we took away 3 zeros, so I got to add those 3 zeros in. Boom, boom. Okay? So I have, not a mil, I have 126 million. All right? Lots of money, wish that was in my bank account. Now, to write scientific notation, your first number always has to be 1 digit, okay? If I look at A, that's in 2 digits. Right away, A is gone because scientific notation is always in one particular, let me get all that in there. It's just like 1 unit. So now, I'm looking at my answer choices for B, C, and D. The only difference between B, C, and D is my exponents. And my exponents is going to tell me how many times I need to move this decimal place that is going to be here on the end. So I can end right in between the 1 and the 2 so I can get my 1 digit on the left-hand side of the decimal point. Well, we got 3 circles. We got 3 zeros here. Got 3 zeros there. So that's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 makes 7. 1 more makes 8. So scientific notation will be 1 and 26 hundredths times 10 raised to how many times did I move that decimal place over so it can be between the 1 and the 2. And I moved it over 8 times. So my answer is going to be B. I'll wait and pause. Sorry, I'm going to have to change my... There we go. So I'm just getting all these kinds of crazy disruptions. All right, let's see. All right, we got it. Everyone's beautiful, good. All right. Now, number 3. Number 4, sorry. We just finished 3. All right. If there are 4X identical schools in a region, and each school has 3Y classrooms, each with 7X desks, how many desks are there in the region? Okay, so I'll read that again because that's all kinds of Kookaboo Johnson. All right, so we have 4X identical schools in a region. Okay, so 4 whatever schools in the region. Each school has 3Y classrooms, each with 7X desks. How many desks are there in the region? Is it A, 11X plus 3Y? Is it B, 28X plus 3Y? Is it C, 84XY squared? Or is it D, 84X squared Y? All right. No problem, Dion. Okay, Manuela. And that's not Pat. Oh, good, Manuela. No, you did the work, baby. Good job. Congrats. Okay, user 45. Una B. Test square saying A. You're so jealous. It's all right, Tina. Here we go. Don't be jealous. Okay, Maya saying D, Shayna B, Juan D, Mariana A, Yuna saying B, B-Dub saying C. I just love the names. Okay, Test Square saying, oh, it's B. KCR, we got my B. My Issa from another world is saying B. All right, got a few of these, few B's, few A's. Let's see what we have. All right, so this is what's happening. I'm going to write it this way so I can write it on my little piece of paper. Nope, I don't do that. Okay, so what is happening? We have 4X. I'm going to see if I can raise up here. We have 4X, and that's going to be times 3Y, which is going to be times 7X. Okay. So why are we multiplying as opposed to adding? Since we got all these regions, all these identical schools. So like there's one X school, another X school, another X school, and another X school. And then we're saying each school has 3Y. So that means each school, there's 3Y for this X school, 3Y for that X school, 3Y for that X school. So since they're saying each school and then each classroom, each school with this many desks, that's triggering me to saying that is going to be multiplication. So now when you multiply, it's going to be 4 times 3. 4 times 3 gives me that 12. And 12 times 7 will give me my 84. So right away, A, B are gone. But now it's up to the exponents. When we have the same base, and I'm looking at my x's, when they have the same base, we add the exponents. So right now you don't see a number that's an exponent. So it's assumed that exponent is a 1. So that means if I have 1x here times 1x here, that means I'm going to have my x squared. And there's only one y that's affiliated with all this. So that y just comes on down. So now my answer is going to be D. Okay. I think the hardest part about that one, which they use, I think I got this from a GED if I'm not mistaken. They used just trying to set it up, I think is the vision. And I think a lot of people have that problem when it comes to word problems. Okay, word problems is tough because it all depends on your experience. Do you know exactly what the words mean? Do you know exactly what the operations are? All right. So I try to do a little mix and blend so I can help you guys out and make you feel a little confident. Okay? All right. So this is what I got it from, Mathematical Reasoning. I think this is from a GED book, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. So, which of the following is equivalent to x squared minus 25? Is it A, x times x minus 25? Is it B, x minus 5 squared? Is it C, x plus 5 times x minus 5? Or is it D, x minus 25 squared? A, B, C, or D? Ooh, look at all these brilliant people. All these C's, C, 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 C's. We got like a random little A and then a whole bunch of C's. Whole bunch of C's. There's Jelly. There she is. Okay, we got Wendy, Shamara, good. We got her C's. Baby Bully, nice. Excellent. And we got some B's, some C's, and we have some that are not too sure. Okay, so here's something called the difference meaning subtraction, of perfect squares. All right, so when I factor this out, my leading coefficient is 1. So right away, I can split my x's. That means there's 1x there and there's 1x there. Now, in order for it to be a minus or a negative, that means one number has to be positive and the other number has to be negative. Okay? Because a positive times a negative gives me a negative. So now I got to think, what is the square root of 25? Well, two numbers basically the same to give me 25 is 5 times 5. So because since it's a difference of perfect squares, one's going to be positive, one's going to be negative. So A gone, D, that's ridiculous. All right, so your answer will be C. All right, so if you need some assistance with factoring, I also have, let me see if this shows up before I go into the next part. Okay, so if you go here and you go here, you will actually see all of my replays from February 2nd. And some of them I do questions like this, and some of them I actually pull out and I did factoring, and I did equations or exponents, and solving and graphing and slope and equation of the line and point slope and all those things. So this will kind of give you a reference if you are thinking about getting your GED, your ASVAB, your ACCUPLACER, your TEAS test, and you just want to get more reassurance with the algebra, you can go to this place. Because I can't say the word because I'll just get shunked. All right. But if you can also follow me here on the TikTok. All right, I'm not going to do it. I'm not that old yet. But if you want to follow me here on TikTok, that'll be awesome too. Because I'm going to tell you the truth. I really don't know when I'm going to be back live again. It's not like I am, like, ugh. God, I gotta do live. Like, it's not that. It's just because right now, 'tis the season. Everyone needs a tutor. And tutoring is what pays the bills. I'm not even gonna sit here and try to lie. Okay? All right. So, if anything, hey, thanks so much for tapping. Thanks so much with that. Yeah, I don't do derivatives. Okay. So watching this is still a nightmare. I do have. Okay, you have two of that, Tina. But see, here's the weird thing, Tina. Now that you put a comment, like, I'm in your algorithm now. See? You're stuck with me. Okay, so there's a lot of factoring the ACCUPLACER. Yes, there is. Because that's a great majority of Algebra 2 is going to be doing a lot of factoring, a lot of things that are non-linear. If you are going to do anything linear, it's going to be graphing. If you guys are thinking about taking your GED, anything dealing with linear equations, dealing with quadratic functions, factoring, volume, surface area, those are 4-point questions. So if you try to take the GED and you're like, oh, I only missed it by 1 point, and I can tell you what you missed. You skipped any of those 4-point questions. Basically, mathematically, you will not pass the GED. So you're going to have to get used to graphing. You're going to have to get used to slope and the equations of the line, okay? So really going to have to hit that on. All right, thanks, Bobby. Okay, so here we go. If Tom has 9X baseball cards, Adam has 13 more than Tom, and Dave has 2Y baseball cards, together they will have how many cards? Is it A, 9X plus 2Y plus 13? Is it B, 18XY plus 13? C, 18XY plus 2Y? Or D, 18 plus 2Y plus 13? What do you think? Okay, so I'm seeing some D's, I have some B's. Is that Giovanna with the D? Okay, Mika with a B. There's Mare saying D, Mariana with B. We got A's, we got B's, Loeb with a B, Emo with an A. But with a D, Leo with a D together, so add them together. All right, we got Mama with an A, Candy with an A, Eva with an A, Jenny with a D. Okay, Eva, I see with your A, the narrow path D. So Ethan, Sierra, HR, HR said D. Tanika saying B, Sarah A, Ethan, I see you with your D. All right, so let's take a look. All right, so Tom is my 9X. Okay, Adam, if we're going to add them together, that means we're going to add. So now Adam has 13 more than Tom. Well, if Tom is 9X, you're going to do 13 more than Tom. So you have 13 plus 9X. Okay, then you're going to have Dave has 2Y baseball cards. So we're going to add Dave plus 2Y. So we are adding, and the reason why we're adding because of this word, together. Okay, together, that's a summarization. So all we're doing is adding our x's together. 9x plus 9x, that gives me 18x. Not 18x squared, that's multiplying. All we're doing is adding. Gotta keep my eye on time. Now, I don't have any other y, so we took care of these. Only have 2y, so I just need to bring that bad boy down. And then the 13, because all you're doing is combining like terms. So your answer is actually going to be D. Okay. All right. Where in the world you're going to need this in real life? Dude, how did you organize? Do you organize your bills? How do you know who's going to pay this and going to pay that? Who are you going to? Don't say you quit, Candy. Hush your mouth. Hush it up. Okay. All right. So Tom had 9x. Boom, that's Tom. Adam is 13 more than Tom. So this is representing Adam. And then Dave is 2y. And there's Dave. Here's your three people. Tom, Adam, Dave. So now when you're adding, because they say together, they will have how many cards? So together means addition. So we're going to add this, this, and this together. But you can't just add everything together. You can add what's called like terms. So 9x plus 9x, that's where the 18x came from. The 2y, there's no other y's up there, so that comes on down. And the plus 13 drops on down, okay? It's called organization, organizing your thoughts, organizing your process. So if you thought that was crazy, wait until you see this one. All right, so this is going to be for 7 and for 8, so I might have to go back and forth. The figure below is a multiplication box, and I've used this multiplication box a few times on these lives. Each place represents the horizontal number multiplied by the vertical number. So let me put it to you in plain English. In order for you to fill the boxes, you need to multiply that column with that row. So in order for me to get this 5, I had to multiply the 5 and the 1. Okay? So in order for me to get this 3, I had to multiply the 3 and the 1. So what should go in this box? Okay. What should go in this box? Go ahead and put it in the chat. What should go here? There you go, Dewey. Okay. Yep. Just do what we see. Good. So right here in this box is going to be y. All right. Because if we did 5 times 1 to get me 5, and I did 3 times 1 to get me 3, that means y times 1 will give me y. Because anything times 1 is itself. So now, let's think backwards. For this part, in order for me to get 20, I had to do 5 times something. Okay? What is that something? Dewey's got me. Dewey's in my brain. Jojo is there. Good. Aretha's there. Al's there. I don't. Cal is there. Unpredicted. Yes. Good. So we know that C is going to represent 4. Okay. C will represent 4. But let's see what they're asking us, because we don't want to jump ahead and do all kinds of crazy stuff. So, which of the following is equal to AB? So, they want us to know what AB is. So, here's A and here's B. So, they wanted to know which of the following is equal to AB. So, we figured out what this C is going to be. So that's 4. So to fill this box, we would have to multiply y times 4, which gives me, there you go, a parish. Good. Yup. Giovanna, good. Let's see that. All right. So y's up here. We're not even worried about y. But right now, they're telling us 4 times y, so that means A, I'm going to put it out here, that's equal to 4y. So now, B. So if we are multiplying, what's going to be B? There you go. Is that Helen? Okay, Jojo, good. There, Al Parrish, that's it. Nice. So my B is 5 times 3. So B is actually going to be 15. So now all I have to do is multiply these two, because when you see AB, you don't see a plus or a minus in between. That's multiplication. So that means we have our 4y times our 15. And last time I checked, 15 times 4, that gives me 60. And it comes with the y. So our answer is going to be B. All right. Now, because of this degree of difficulty, my GED people, this is a 4-point question. This is a 4-point question. Okay? Can't skip those. All right? Don't want to skip those. Why is B 15? Not a problem. So we have to, in order to fill the boxes, we have to multiply. You multiply this column, which is 5, and this row, which is 3. 5 times 3 gives me 15. Okay. My dot, do you see it? Okay. Not a problem. I wish there was a name. I just see a dot. So, all right. So let's go using the same information, okay? Because remember they told us earlier that questions 7 and 8 is going to be using this figure. So I'm going to try. It's kind of hard when you got all this publication just flying through. So 8 says, which of the following is equal to A minus D? Okay, well, we figured out what A was. Okay, remember our A was 4y. I'm going to bring that down from what we saw earlier. But what's D? What will be here for D? Oh, Tina, it's okay. Name is Phil. All right, thank you, Phil. I will try to remember it. All right. So 3y, good. Lillian, good. Helen, good. Christy, good. Jenny, good. Hey, Rosette, how are you? User saying D. Okay, Tessie Squared, good. Yes, with the 3y. Dana, good. Joanna, so D, yes, good. So in order for me to figure what will take the place of D, I will multiply y times 3. And y times 3 is just simply 3y. So if they want me to do A minus D, so they want me to do 4y minus 3y. So 4y minus 3y will gives me 1y, and 1y is exactly the same as saying y. Okay. Oh, good. Welcome in. All my newbies, thank you so much for stopping in, because trust me, when you saw this on your FYP, you could have easily scrolled on by. You could have been like, screw that, there's math, I'm out. Yep, is this helping adults get their GED? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I've had, what is it? 2 weeks ago, I have 3 additional people got their GED. Right now, the next couple weeks, that's why it's been so busy. Anybody that was taking, like, say, college algebra, their final exams are coming up. Some schools that have, like, math only for a semester, their final exams are coming up as well. So that's why I've been, like, mad busy. And I have a couple people going after their ASVAB. You know, everything got pushed back because of the shutdown. So some of them are actually getting their exams next week. So we'll see how it goes. But so far, people are, saying that this is helping them. It's good as a nice refresher. But at the same time, depending on when you guys came in, sometimes it's hard to catch me. I'm not even going to sit here and try to lie. So if you're coming in at a weird time and you're just like, oh, I wish I saw all the other ones, give me some time to upload. Right now, this is where you find all your replays are right here. And then you just go to here. And then, hey, subscribe. That'll be awesome. I tried to upload as soon as I'm done, but sometimes it'll be like around 11, sometimes 12, depending on how TikTok is handling me. All right. Try to get all the help you can get. Okay. All right. Awesome. Your GED is coming. All right. Let's do it. Pass this. Yes. And I mean, like, you can pass it too, but you have to be somewhat strategic. Now, anything dealing with adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing, decimals, fractions, knowing your percents, and distance, rate, and time, those are the essentials. And that's for your GED, that's for your ACCUPLACER, that's for your ASVAB, right? Those, if you were in the ASVAB, that's your 31s, okay? That's getting close to the 31s, understanding those basic concepts, as well as their integers. Now, if you want to take it up a notch, that's when you start seeing system of equations, linear equations, knowing the slope, finding your y-intercept, point slope form, factoring. That's when you're starting to see more intense. Okay, that's how you get above the 30s and the 40s. So anything with slope, if you start seeing that, you're doing pretty good. You're actually in the 40s, the early 40s. Now, when you start seeing factoring, you're going into like the early 50s. If you start seeing volume, that means you're in the early 60s. And if you start seeing composite figures, like two figures, and they want you to find the volume of both of them, you're basically in the high 60s, low 70s. So that's how you can kind of rate to see how you're doing. All right. But the one thing that I know a lot of people are worried about is the time. You can't stare at the clock, people. You really can't. I know it's going to be hard, but you cannot sit there and stare at the clock. Okay. You know what the concepts are. You're doing the practice. You know, if you don't want to follow me, there's a couple other places that are doing ASVAB, like the whole entire test. I'm just doing the math portion. So like Grammarly guide, you'll see that on my YT. Okay, you'll see that. It's like all the other people that I follow, take a look and follow them as well, because they're going to guide you. All my nursing people, you should be following a Blessed RN, and you should also be following Impact Math, because she does a lot of stuff with that as well. Okay. Always sent to the resource room. And that's one of the things. So I didn't have a resource room when I was growing up. We didn't have special ed as intensified when I was in school. It was just throw the dumb kid in the corner and just give them problems to shut them up. That was me. Hi. And now I'm teaching math. Don't ask me. This is God's thing. I have taken myself completely out of this. I don't even know how I got here. Yes. Jacinda, yes. She's awesome. Okay. So this brain wasn't always like this, Queen Bee. It was not always like this. I'm two people. Oh, I'm two persons. Okay. Yep. So it takes time. Hey, Cloudy. How are you? It's been forever. Yep. So I was always that kid that no one really, I was quiet and they just thought I was dumb because I was quiet. That's the stupidest thing in the world. All I have to do, give me opportunities to learn something and then let me go. You know, I'll take it and I'll make it my own. Hence, that's why I'm able to do math and break down math. And I was in the classroom for over 22 years and now I'm tutoring and I love it. I tutor people from all over the world now. This is awesome and still have good success. About to Google it? Go ahead and Google it, Freedom Friday. Google it. All right, so let's look at number 9. So I have time for like 2 more, and then I have to go and tutor, do my greatness, right? Multiply 7c squared times a squared plus 5b plus 7c squared. Is your answer A, B, C, or D? Yep. And that's the only thing. That's what we did back then, Tina. You know, we didn't want that type of attention. We wanted to be known, but not really known. Thank you. Thank you, Angelica. I appreciate that. Here's Jenny, my favorite. A. Sticking to B. Okay. All right. Don't know. All right. Not a problem. You know, I'm here to break it on down. Okay. Yep. Yep. You are no longer that hurt girl back in middle school. You're a grown-ass, beautiful woman. And you're like, you know what? You know what you want and you go after it. You don't worry what society tells you what you need to do. Screw them. They don't know you. They don't want to take the opportunity to get to know you. They only know what you share. So here's one way to kind of reduce everything. We have 7c squared times a squared. Since the c and the a are not the same bases, we can just put them together. And this is what I'm talking about. So it would be 7, it could be 7a squared, c squared to put in alphabetical order. So just by doing that first distribution, okay, I know that c is out because that just has 7a squared. What happened to my c squared? Poof, gone. I know that d is out. Okay, what happened to my c squared? Did we factor it out? Maybe, maybe not. All right. So now I get to focus on my A and my B. So I know if I did the last term, sometimes they give us a little clue with the last term. So if I did the 7 times, let's do the middle term. If I do 7 times 5, that gives me 35. Okay, both of them gives me 35. This is a C squared, that's a B. But what's different is this one is saying they're going to square the B and the C. Oh, no, no, no. The B is by itself. The C is the only one that's squared. So this is definitely out. My answer is going to be A. Okay? Just those little itty bitty nuances. You don't have to go full-fledged. Do I need to distribute the 7 and the 7 with the 49 to C? People, this is how you save a little bit of time when you're taking these standardized tests. If you're in the classroom, you need to show your work. That's how you get partial credit. But when you're taking these standardized assessments, there's no partial credit. It's either you know it, it's either A, B, C, D, sometimes answer choice E. That's all they care about. Okay, it's a quick scantron. That's it. Okay? All right. So when you take a look, when you multiply the first term with the first term. So 7c squared times a squared. So since that's multiplication, you're just basically smashing them together. Okay, so it'll be 7a squared c squared. So that's how C and D is gone, because what happened to my c squared? And hell, what happened to my 7 and my c squared? They're both gone. So that's why C and D is gone. Then right here, I should easily cancel out my B but A and C are both squared, so I can kind of see where they're coming from. But when I distribute that 7c squared to my 5b, it does give me 35. Okay, that's what both A and B have. But B is by itself and is not squared. C is squared. So is the C, because the B and the C are not the same base. We can't combine them. So if you can't combine them, can't break it down, bring them down. Just bring them together. All right. Okay, why does the C come last? Think of the alphabet, air hopper. I just think of the alphabet. I like to put it in alphabetical order. Okay. All right, what would today's session be titled? I don't know. What is it going to be titled? I think it was just like GED and ASVAB help, math help or something like that. All right, let me, actually, you know what? All right, let's see if we can do this one real quick, and then I really got to get going. All right, a Little League pie sale fundraisers generated $900 in revenue. If there were 6x pies sold, how much did each pie cost? Is it A, $10, B, $15, C, X over 150, or D, 150 over X? Which do you think? Okay. In a few minutes. Well, it's going to take me some time because I have to, download it from here to upload it. I know, right, kitty? Everything's expensive. Everything's high. All right. So we got a B, a C, a D. Okay. Okay, no problem. No need to be sorry. I will put it up, though. I'll definitely put it up today. Okay. I know, right? Inflation. Just people being greedy. All right. D is just absurd. It's C. Okay. All right. I think it's absurd. We got C. We got D. I know there's a lot of people that are not sure. That's why they're not putting anything down. So let me show you real quick. All right. If we want to find how much each pie cost, that means we're going to take our revenue, which is the 900. and we're going to divide by the pies sold, which is 6x. So 900 divided by 6, if I can reduce it, how many 6s can go into 9? 1. 9 minus 6 is 3. Bring down the 0 will be 30. How many 6s can go into 30? That's 5. And then I have my 0. So if I divide 900 by 6, I will get 150. But what's left is 150 over x. That is your answer. Because anytime you're trying to find each or per, you're doing division. Okay, you see it now? Because since we're trying to find each, like if I have $50 and I want to divide it by 3 of my friends, that means it's going to be $50 over 3. Okay? So if I have $50 and I want to divide it evenly, like we won a prize, we went in a contest together and the prize was $50 and we won the $50 prize. Well, how are we going to divvy that up over 3 people? We're going to divide it by 3 so we know how much each person is going to get. Same process is happening here. You're taking what the total amount is, which is the 900, and how many people or how many pies that were sold, which was the 6x. And once you do your division or your reduction, you get this left over. Okay? Yep, this is for ASVAB, Edwin. It's for ASVAB, ACCUPLACER, TEAS test, HESI test, anything, any kind of test that has to deal with algebra in it. This is definitely the live for you. All right, so today is what, Thursday? I might be able to squeeze another live session and continue on with this on Friday. So if anything, give me some time. Because right now I'm going to be tutoring. I think I have a quick 15-minute break somewhere in between, but I'm going to upload this bad boy before I have my next session. Again, if you want to, you can follow me here on TikTok so you kind of have a good idea when I'm going to go live, because you'll probably have more idea than I do. But you can also go here, look up this, and also subscribe from here. Okay? Recommend to watch? Yes. Impact Math. She's awesome. No problem, Bobby. If you are going to go, I know it's always good to hear from you, Cloudy. Thank you so much. If you're thinking about like GED and ASVAB, you can do Impact Math 19. She's amazing. Miss Taylor. And who else? For ASVAB, it'll be Grammarly Guy. He's really good at his craft as well. If you're looking for anything with nursing, especially dosage calculations, a Blessed RN is that person for you. Okay? All right, guys, have to hop off, but have an amazing day, and I'm hoping to see you guys tomorrow. If not, definitely sometime this weekend. All right? Take care now. And if you guys need me, go ahead and just DM me, send me a message. I don't want to sit here and say I have a whole lot of room for tutoring. The only days I have for tutoring right now is going to be Sunday afternoons and early evenings. That's all I got. Every other day is jam-packed like me in a girdle. Okay? All right, have a wonderful day and take care. Bye now.